Hi everybody, this is Oleg. Today in this video I want to talk to you about Ukraine and why there is a war. There could be multiple reasons why, but I'm gonna just touch on one reason that I believe is probably one of the main reasons. Okay, before I continue with Ukraine, I'll go back to the Bible, to the Old Testament, and I will remind you a story that probably everyone knows. If you ever been in church or if you ever read a Bible, you probably know the story. You know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and how God burned it. You know why he burned it, right? And he burned it, for those of you who may not know it, I'll tell you. He burned it for the reason of all gay activity in that city. For God, all sins are bad, but some are still worse than others, and this is one of them. Okay, fast forward to today, to Ukraine. In Ukraine, for the several years now, at least in two major cities, Kiev, which is capital, and Kharkov, which is huge industrial city. That's where I'm from. They're doing gay parades. They give them all the rights. While war is going on, they approved gay marriages in the army. Very important thing to do while war is going on. And everything else that has to do with LGBTQ. And now Ukraine is on fire and has been on fire for 2+ years. Do you put two and two together? To me, it's obvious. There could be some other reasons, but this reason is probably, in my opinion, the main reason why there is war. And you can say Putin, Putler, crazy man, he attacked Ukraine, blah blah blah. But regardless of the reason, maybe there are some other reasons why there's a war in Ukraine. But regardless of the reason, any reasons, something like war doesn't happen just by accident. It doesn't happen just by mistake, by chance. If it happened, that means God allowed it to happen. Because remember, God is in control ultimately, no matter what happens in the world. God doesn't want people to suffer. He doesn't want wars. However, sometimes he allows it to happen. Just like going to Second World War, Hitler. He was obviously not a godly man. However, for whatever reason, God let him do that, and he only let him do as much as he was willing to let him do. Same thing with Putin. I'm not taking Putin's side. I'm not trying to make any excuses for Putin. But all I'm saying is that Putin is just a mere tool in God's hands. I forgot exactly how this sounds in English, but in the Bible it says that the king's heart in God's hands, something like this, meaning whatever king thinks and decides, it's in the hands of God. So again, this is not how it's written in the Bible word for word, but that's the idea. So just wanted to tell this to you. I'm sure if you're a Christian, many of you probably think the same way I do, and some of you may not realize that. Well, now you have something to think about. So we don't know how much longer it's gonna last, this war, but it will end when it's supposed to end. Of course, we can and should pray for the peace, and God can change and shorten those days, and so on. So anyway, there you have it. That's my opinion on the war in the Ukraine and why there is a war. It's for sure it's one of the reasons. Could be some others. Let me know in the comments if you think of some other reasons. I'd like to read your comments. Take care. God bless you. I'll see you in the next upload.